All right, so again, Ron, we're gonna go with you this time first. All right, group or solo artist?
When the group is right, it's beautiful, and you can't. There's nothing better than that.
Okay.
There's nothing better than harmony.
Right.
There you go. I like that.
Absolutely, I agree. Mr. Ryan.
When the group is right.
When the group is right, it's beautiful. But I've done solo stuff too. And that's a hard question because I think it's pros and cons on both sides.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you do in the middle?
Okay.
A little bit of both.
A
little bit of both.
In the middle.
Yeah. So I got one more. We got one more. This is both
Okay.
of you guys. All right. So Eshe, coming back to you.
Okay.
Write your own song or remix a classic.
Write my own song.
I got you. Okay.
Brother, how about you?
I completely agree. And we're getting back to residuals.
Yeah. That part. Okay.
Okay, that's good. So again, just thank you guys for playing that
No,
that
that was
harmless
fun.
game.
That was like,
You were
damn.
nervous. I saw you nervous.
Y'all was gonna ask me a chiropractic question.
Well, that's coming. Yeah. No, but so what we want to do is give both of you guys just a small time here to expound on anything that we may have missed or maybe we may have said.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh.
Where you're from, your career, your background. All that.
That's right. Where I'm from. That's right.
So I am a true ATLian, Georgia Peach.
That's right.
I grew up in the SWAT,
Uh-oh.
Zone 4,
That's
to
right.
be exact.
Uh-oh.
So I'm from Atlanta, born and raised. My mom was one of the first black-owned dance schools in the state of Georgia. It was called the Gaper School of Dance.
That's right.
So my mom was my very first teacher. She taught me how to dance, and honestly, if it were not for her,
Right.
I would not be Eshe like who I am today because she was the one who taught me everything.
Right.
And my mom is no longer with us in the physical. She's with us in spirit, but her legacy lives on. I mean, my mom was a creative and she was also an educator, so she understood just the weight that being creative in the arts holds in the Black community. And she just allowed me to explore that, and my sister as well, and my brother. I'm just so grateful for just her teachings, the foundation, and I just love and miss her, but she's in my heart. So so I have to shout out my mom because if it weren't for her, I really wouldn't be here. For real. So and I'm an original member of Arrested Development. I joined the group when I was 13. I've traveled all around the world. Before joining Arrested Development, I actually danced behind local artists here in Atlanta. And so I've traveled all around the world. I've written songs. I have new music coming out. I have a documentary coming out that you guys are in about my life. Been working on that for over 3 years. I produce now. I do a lot of producing from a film side.
Okay.
So I've been doing a lot of Arrested Development's latest videos and stuff I've co-produced. I've been getting into directing. I do a lot of stuff. I manage my daughter, who's an amazing supermodel, Alex P. And I do a lot of things. I've done artist development. You name it. Written songs for Angie Stone, different people. Arrested Development, my own stuff. Y'all know Rest in Peace. I love her. She was amazing. So I mean, so much I can say, but
Well, see, this is how you know she's a true ATL when she started repping her zone. We started repping our zone. That's right.
That zone down there.
That's
You
right.
don't know what zone you're not legit.
Zone 4, not 4.
you can't say 4.
You can't say 4.
Zone 4.
That's right.
Yes.
It's just a U and an R. You're not from around here. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not from
It's just F-O?
F-O.
You are in the pot. Perpetrate.
Yes, but Good Mom had that song. Was it Good Mom had that song? If you're not from here, you don't like it.
I think that is
Go away, fly away.
That's right. Fly away. That's right. That's right.
Here's my test. What color is that?
Oh.
Orange.
All right.
Orange. And
It's official.
That make up
I know how to say orange.
That's that double country.
You're bilingual.
Right. I think we all have.
Absolutely. Code switch.
That's right. That code switch. That's right. Ron, talk to us.
Absolutely. I've had a million different jobs and a million different things that I've done, but I keep finding myself back around music, and I realize how much music holds me up and how much what my goal is. My purpose, I think, is to create experiences for other people around music. Unfortunately, I'm not a great dancer or any of those things,
Right.
but I've got good ears, and I
Nice.
get good people in a circle to entertain.
That's good.
And so if that looks like the nonprofit, which is driven by children getting a chance to become professional musicians, or if it's working with professional musicians and creating a space for the fans to have an experience,
Right.
that's really what I've been dedicated to lately.
That's good.
And storytelling in film is a big part of it.
Really?
Yeah.
You
So
have
we have to talk about
this.
absolutely.
Sidebar.
Right. That's good. That's good.
Yes.
So let's get into a couple of questions.
Okay.
All right. So don't be scared.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. All right. So first question, and we're gonna go ladies first.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So was there a defining moment that made you fall in love with black music? If it is, or if it was, what is it, or what was it?
I just think I've always been around music. So when my mom owned a dance school, she played everything from classical to Motown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then my dad is a huge Motown lover. So I know all the Temptations, Smokey Robinson. I mean, oh my God, the Supremes, everybody. So and I said if I was born in that era, I would definitely have been one in a girl's group. Giving the choreography and the long, clever dresses. But so I just been around it my whole life.
Okay.
So I love music. My mom would tell me stories. She was like, when you were in your stroller, and she would be teaching class, she said I would just be moving, just trying to dance. And then when I got old enough, I remember so she would start on Saturday mornings at 9 in the morning and go all the way to the evening.
Yeah.
And I was fascinated how my mom could choreograph for so many different people and work so many kids, right? And so I would learn everybody's dance for every age.
Oh, wow.
And so if they did it wrong, I said, Mommy, they did it wrong. And so music and dance, to me, it just goes hand to hand. I can't remember a time without. When I'm cleaning, I'm listening to music. When I'm walking, when I'm exercising, I'm listening to music.
Right.
I just love music.
Well, like we said, music is energy, right?
Yes, it is. But my favorite, if I hear a djembe, an African drum, I literally lose my mind. I'm like, wait a minute, I hear a drum. Wait a minute, where's it coming from? Oh my God.
When they hear music, they can't help but move.
Yes, I'm drawn to
Yeah.
it. It's specifically the African drum, the djembe. I love the way it sounds. So I love percussion.
And that's it. And that's actually, even for me, what gets me with a song is the music, the hook.
Yeah.
Now, I might not even know what the words are initially.
That hook.
But that hook,
Yeah.
once I get that,
Every
hit me with
good
the
song
hook.
starts with a
Right.
good hook. A great hook,
Now I go back and listen to the lyrics afterwards, but it's that
Yes.
initially, yeah.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
All right. So, bro, Ron, same question.
Same question?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Well, first of all, like you, I remember every Saturday morning hearing, Booker T and the MGs, or Junior walking downstairs, and that music's hitting, and it was time to get up and clean the house.
Yes.
So you just knew the rules.
Right.
But I remember too that when I was in college, I took a class called Blacks in Film. And we had to watch a movie, Carmen Jones.
Okay.
Harry Belafonte.
Yep.
And the song comes on, Stand Up and Fight Up. And I'm sitting there going, why do I know the words to this? I've never seen this movie before.
Right.
And I actually talked to my mother, and she was like, yeah, because your father used to sing that to you when you were in the crib.
Wow.
And so I don't know a moment where music wasn't a part of my life. And so it's a hard question, but I know that the answer is probably 7 million different things, Having a crush on last night when I was 3. I can't tell you the moment, but I know it's been my whole life.
Right. Watch out, Pips. Watch out.
Glad it's my phone number.
Right. They're doing their thing. They on tour right now.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to another question.
Okay.
And of course, Sister Eshe, we'll start with you. In what ways do you think Black music tells our history?
Oh my God, that's such a great question. I mean, you think about albums like Marvin Gaye, artists like Marvin Gaye, Nina Simone, Stevie Wonder. I mean, the list just goes on and on.
Yeah.
They talked about the times and what was happening in that time period,
Right.
and I think that's why that music, even now, it really resonates with us, you know, with people. Because when I hear, it's just something about old school music. It just hits different.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
I mean, you remember exactly where you were, exactly when you heard it, exactly how you felt, and I think Nina Simone did an interview talking about that, saying how an artist their music should really be a mirror, if you will, of what's going on in the world.
Right.
You know, so I think it's very important. I mean, especially even the rest of development, when our music very socially conscious, you know, and we were talking about a lot of the stuff that's in our music is still going on today. And we released that in what, 91?
Yeah, 91.
And we are in 2025. When we
Yeah.
came out, I was 16, and I'm 50 now. So, you know what I mean?
Right,
It's like,
It's still relevant, even
it's
today.
very much so relevant, right?
Yeah.
And so I, for me, I know me as an artist, as a creative, it's very important to speak about what's happening now in my music, and also just my experience within this space. You know what I mean? As a human being at this time.
Right.
So yeah, that's a great question.
Brother Ron, same question to you, sir.
Okay, I'm really piggybacking on your answer,
Yeah.
but I recognize that that's true in like every genre within Black music. I mean, I look at hip hop. I know Chuck D once said that hip hop was Black CNN, and it's true. I mean, our music is our mirror, and so we talked about Marvin Gaye. Sadly, the same thing. You listen to What's Going On, Mercy, Mercy Me, the Ecology song. We're just talking about global warming. It's all
happening right now.
the same music, same story. And sadly, a lot of the stuff that they're reporting on from 80 years ago still is an issue today. You know, and so yeah, I think music is very important, and it's also cathartic. You know, so I mean, there's a reason to have the blues.
That's right.
It's relevant.
That's right.
It definitely is. All right. So, Eshe,
Yes, sir.
how does the evolution of genres like Afro beats and neo soul contribute to the legacy of Black music?
Let me tell you something. So for me, I love Afrobeat. I mean, I love African music. African dance is my favorite.
Yes.
I just think it's an opportunity to bring a new generation in that probably wouldn't listen to traditional African music, or even from a dancer perspective, want to see traditional African movement. But when you put the Afrobeat in, because a lot of the Afrobeat to me is like hip hop dancing, where it's taking elements, because even in hip hop dancing, you're gonna do a plie, you're gonna do you may bring your foot up in a passe, but it's just a different way. It's not like ballet. You know what I mean? So it's the same to me with Afrobeats. For African music, it's like, okay, it's a more, Afrobeats I feel is a more edgier version, and it's more street, more hip, like the hip hop version of African music to me. And I love that, because I actually just taught an African dance class, and I said, okay, I'm gonna do Afrobeats. All the kids were like, ooh, Afrobeats, you know what I mean? But when I just said African, they were like, okay, you know. But when I say Afrobeats, I was like, okay, because they're listening to people like a Tyler, like, you know, all of the different artists, the Tims and the Wiz Kid, everybody that's out now, and they're like, okay, I can do this dance to that, and they're bringing traditional. Some of the traditional African movements into the Afrobeat style of dance, and it's giving it a new look and just a new feeling. And the same with neo soul. I never like the neo soul. I was like, it's just soul music. I didn't get it, but you can break it down for me.
Yes.
Okay. And I appreciate that. But I mean, because I've done music that would be considered neo soul, right? And I was like, okay, it's just soul music. But I also feel like it's just an extension of what has already been planted by the greats. You know what I mean? And we're just giving a new spin to it. Because like I did add some spoken word to mine, so I guess that is a little bit. But then the last poem is hello. So you know what I mean. But yeah, school me, Ron, school me.
This is one of my favorite topics.
Come on, Ron, I love you.
But I will say this too. I think that as long as you're looking at, say, Afrobeats or neo soul, it's just fusion.
Yes.
It's taking, like, these Nigerian great musicians took the African sound and they merged it with funk and R&B and hip hop, and it's just an evolution of that sound.
Right.
But it's still our music. It's all us. And the same with neo soul. I know every artist in the 90s resisted that term. And I get it, because when you play neo soul in the 90s, you end up getting relegated to adult contemporary radio.
Yeah, absolutely.
It should have been for everybody. But all they were saying with neo soul is, okay, we need a category to put this thing on the shelf someplace. Number one, it doesn't feel like something else, because it is soul music, it is Marvin Gaye, but we grew up with hip hop too. And so if you take hip hop and have that as kind of a foundation with your soul music, it does become something a little different. I'm sorry, D'Angelo does not sound exactly like Curtis Mayfield. And so, Music Soul Child. I mean, we could do this for days. And so there is a new movement of soul that happened, and all neo means is new.
That's true.
So there's a new soul movement, and it was real, and we could, just. I mean, like, it's so funny because my father loves Arrested Development.
Really?
And one time, and I'm just quick story. One time I was doing the sound for you all at Moose Music for a record thing. And I called him, I'm standing behind y'all, I called him, and he says, oh yeah, are they gonna do Mr. Wendell? And I was like, it's amazing how when music is right, every generation appreciates it.
That's so wonderful. Oh my gosh. And just one more thing I want to say. So like, even I think you hit it right on the head. I feel like with neo soul artists, they put them in a box, and that's I was like, why? And we do that. It happens a lot in black music. We don't do that to everybody else.
Okay, I'm gonna piggyback on that. You're so right, because like, even when we say, oh, it's old school or it's oldies, we're actually in a way kind of disrespecting what we've done. I mean, if you look at, say, the Rolling Stones or Bruce Springsteen or anybody like that, they call them classic rock.
Hello.
And the word classic has a whole different meaning. I mean, we already discard it when we say something like it's old school.
Old school.
I mean, they have reverence for it, and we don't. I mean, like, even you said the Temptations earlier.
And I said old school. Correct me.
But I got a chance to be with them on a tour once, and I looked out in the crowd at St. Chastain. There were 5,000 people. 4,000 of them were white. We don't even have the reverence for our music to keep supporting.
But they do.
But they do.
They do.
So
they do.
So Black Music Month, please.
You gotta continue to support. It's not just those 15-minute viral moments. We have to support for even those our younger generation. Because I listen to all the classics. Right? We say, I call them classics. And my 5-year-old and my 8-year-old can tell you more about Curtis Mayfield and all those than some of the newer stuff. So we definitely have to continue to introduce that to our younger generation.
Absolutely. I agree.
And you mentioned about being put in a box, right? Well, unfortunately, we as black folk, we do this across the board. Because we even will put our health in a box. Like, for example, not just coming to a chiropractor. Of course, I will say this because Doc and I are chiropractors, but even going to a therapist, right? We think that this is for others, but we need it too.
We do.
Yes, that's not saying don't pray. For sure, pray and all that, but God has also put into other people His healing stuff, and so why not go talk to these people? So we got to take ourselves out of the box across the board.
We do.
Absolutely.
We do, and God made us 99.99999% the same, right? But it's that 0.00001% that makes us different. So I say that to say, if it's something that resonates with someone else, chances are it will resonate with you too. And it's something that can help or move someone else, like we're talking about music today. Chances are it will do the same for you.
That's right. That's right. Let's move to another, and this is kind of centered around what we just talked about. So, Eshe,
Yes.
you go first again. All right, so how can musicians help shift the conversation around health in our culture?
Ooh. Well, let me tell you something. I'm a big advocate. I'm one of those people, like all the male musicians, or especially the men, and in my life, I'm like, do you go to the doctor? Mm-hmm. Well, if you don't, let me tell you about this place, and let me tell you about that place. So I'm a big advocate for that, because there's so many artists that don't have health insurance or haven't really stopped touring to see about their health.
Right.
And it's mainly us, and it's a lot of men.
A
lot of men. You see him pointing?
I'll stop you when you lie.
When you lie, that's right.
A lot of men. You almost have to put them in a chokehold and say, "You going?" You know.
Before I became a doctor, I was in that same boat. I just had my annual physical, so yes, I agree.
What is that?
Yeah.
Why do y'all do that?
Yeah.
Oh my God! But no, it's so important, because I'm like, throughout the years with me traveling, I started in the 90s, having to carry those big old, the luggage and the crates and stuff. I got 2 hernias and didn't even know it. Later on in life, I got my hernia repair surgery. I was 41 years old, and it was brutal. And then, in a few years back, 2021, December, I had been diagnosed with breast cancer. Then I went through that in 2022, and I'm one of those people. My elbow hurt. Oh, going to the doctor. You know what I mean? Oh, you know what I mean? So, but I'm so glad that I did that, because touring is brutal, man. Touring is brutal. And it's like, I always say, it's like a politician. You're shaking hands and kissing babies. And you're in all these different countries. Sometimes you're not able to eat a very clean diet, unless you are on a tour with someone who has massive budget. Like a Michael Jackson, like a Prince, like a Janet, like a Beyonce, like a Justin Timberlake, people who can afford that. Or Chris Brown, or, those type of people. But sometimes you just got to get what you can and keep it moving. So it's hard, and when you're young, it's like, you can do whatever, right? But when you start getting a little bit older, a little more seasoned, you can't do that. And so even now, like, I'm very, I don't put just anything in my body, you know what I mean? And that's with everything. But I think it's so important, because we want to be able to tour and perform and bring the world, just art, but we can't if we're not well. Right. You know what I mean? We can't walk, we can't talk, we're not taking care of our voices, we're not, taking care of our mental, because that's a lot too, that mental. Right. And it's so much I can say about that. It's on so many levels, because this industry it has its beautiful parts, but it also can be real ugly at times. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people, when you're not prepared mentally and emotionally, brings them down, and that affects your health too. You know what I mean? Hormonal imbalance, so much. Drinking and smoking and not taking care of your temple properly, that and doing all kinds of other drugs, that stuff. Thank God I never was into that, but I've seen a lot of great artists go down because of that. And some people can bounce back, but not that many. You know what I mean? And it's just, people are, this industry, a lot of times they benefit off of your vices. So like, get those vices together before you get in this industry. You know what I mean? I think that's anything in life. You know what I mean? For sure. Yeah. So, but I'm sorry, I went off. Say some more about that. Yeah.
The people need to hear it. God is leading you. So people need to hear it.
This industry, woo! I got out of it for 2 years. I did.
Took a break.
I had to, and reset. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
You got to reset.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy.
Brother Brian, your thoughts?
Amen. I will say this, that speak to my own hypocrisy. A lot of times I'll talk to an artist and what's happening? Why is this music not going? Why is this not working? I was like, because you're not being honest. Because you're not being vulnerable. You're playing safe. You're doing exactly what you think people want to hear, not telling them your story. And at the core, every artist is just a storyteller. And so you have to be vulnerable. And at the same time, you talk about health and talking to people if you have problems and that kind of stuff. And as a black man, you know, a lot of times where I was like, nah, I'm not telling you that. You know, I'm not sharing that. That's gonna make me look soft. No, I'm not doing that. And so it is hypocrisy, because the same artist that I'm saying be vulnerable and the world understands and connects with you because of that. I can be honest and say I don't do that a lot. I mean, and so there are times when I have to sit down and talk and have somebody, you know, that I feel safe around that can hear me. So, and if that's, I mean, it may not be a professional, it may be just that friend that I trust.
Confidant.
So, but talk.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, that kind of leads us to our next question. And of course, we'll start with the lady first. Do you think we underestimate the power of communal music experiences like church choirs, dance parties, protests, etc.?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me tell you, nothing brings folks together like music and sports. Let me tell you.
That's right.
Music and sports bring
That's
folks together. You know, it's funny, at the, you know, even the height of our career, I can just even look back over the years of traveling all around the globe, right? Arrested Development, of course, we are black people, so our music was made for humanity, but however, we were speaking to our people first. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But when we would do our tours, our largest at the time, I think at one point, our, you know, when they break down all the analytics and the marketing, Denver, Colorado. Denver, Colorado.
Really?
Think about this in the 90s now. They were like one of our biggest selling places where our album.
Y'all were doing Japan, Australia.
Yeah, all this stuff, everything. New Zealand, and most of the time when we would look at an audience, it would be more white people than anything. When we would do, of course, like we did the Malcolm X Festival here in Atlanta, our people, you know, the West End, exactly. Emory, I remember we opened up for Tribe Called Quest. This is when we first started, and it was a diverse college, you know, crowd. But for the most part, a lot of times when we went out on tour, we had a predominantly white audience. You know, when we went on tour with In Vogue, it was more our people. You get what I mean? So, but yeah, and I'm glad we did have that experience. But and then you call where people call the backpack crew type people, the incense, you know, my queen sister, the moon and the stars, the hotel community.
Lay in the grass, beloved. Lay in that grass, beloved.
A lot of those people would come and support us, that whole movement. And so yeah, it was interesting, but just traveling around the world, just looking out the audience, and it was not my people. You know what I mean? But even talking to people, just who our audience as a whole, they were talking about how the music changed their lives, saved them, or different things. So give me the question again. I'm sorry.
Yes. So the question was, do you think we underestimate?
Yeah. Okay. That one right here. Yeah. So yeah, just coming together, just globally has always been a beautiful thing. You know, I'm uniting with people right now on social media, people in Japan and all over the world, just because of Arrested Development music that was released in the 90s. You know what I mean? And yeah, when you get together and you see somebody else moving their body and having a good time, it makes you happy. You know, it makes you want to join in. You know what I mean? So, and music truly is, it does change the frequency of the room. So, you know, you have to watch what you take into your ear gate, your eye gate, you know, mouth, what you're saying out, you know what I mean? Know everything. So, you know, because it does influence you. It really does. So, but I think it's powerful when we come together for something great. And it can really shift someone's energy and spirit and lift it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Sorry I got off track.
You're good. Bro Smith, we need to read it to you again? Or you
No, I think I got it.
Okay.
And I will say this too, when you said that people are still discovering your music.
Yeah.
There's no expiration date on good music.
Come on now.
And so there are times when people say, okay, I just heard this whoever, Ronnie Dyson for the first time. And I'm like, that was 50 years ago. Wow. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
And speaking of the communal piece, last week I did a show in Charlotte. You know, we did the Soul Symphony Social. Y'all are great sponsors of, great supporters of. And we have started doing Charlotte now as well as a second market. And we did our first show last week there.
Nice.
And it's a different demographic. I mean, like they got up, and all of a sudden I'm like, where all the fans? Where all these fans come from? You know, on Rhonda Thomas and Anthony Davis, I'm still seeing fans.
Still kicking up.
Cool. And they all got up and started doing their fan thing and dancing together and line dancing. And there's something about line dancing. There's something. I mean, there's a reason. Exactly. So that communal thing exists. In so many different ways.
Right. So
that I always say that music is that universal uniter.
It is.
You know, it is a universal language that anybody, no matter where you come from, your religion, your gender, your politics, is something that will coalesce and just galvanize.
That's right.
Oh my God! And one artist in particular, I know that every time you hear it, it's Bob Marley.
Yep.
You can play Bob Marley.
Anywhere
And people gonna be like, oh, wait a minute.
Anywhere in the world.
No, that's the truth.
One love.
That one love, man, people lose their mind. I love it. I love Bob Marley.
Who shot the sheriff?
Listen, okay.
We don't need to know at this point who shot him, but the way these politics are going,
Listen,
maybe some serious might.
Jesus.
No, let's be quiet.
We all know.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah.
Look,
But he was awesome though. Amazing artist. And it was something about, I think because also too as an artist, as a musician, just as a creative, you got to know what you're in it for. He knew it was bigger than music. He knew that it was bigger than money and capitalism. It was literally a movement, and that was what he did it for.
Right.
And you could feel it. Like you were talking about earlier, being genuine and vulnerable. You could feel it.
Well, look, this has been great.
Yay!
Time flies. I mean, it really does fly. I mean, it's you know, again, we thank y'all for definitely coming on. So let's do this. Let's you guys tell us, the people. How can we contact you? How can we follow you?
Okay.
You know, what you got going on now?
Pipeline.
Okay. You can follow me. I'm on Fanbase, at Eshe Smiles, Eshe Light. I am on IG, Eshe Smiles, Eshe Light. I'm on Facebook. I have 2 Facebook pages.
You know you're
Eshe
mad when you got 2
Okay, Eshe Light loves her fans. Then I'm also, I still call it Twitter. I'm on Twitter as well. I'm on Threads. Eshe Light. I'm on YouTube, Eshe Afro Soul. Building that YouTube channel. And I have new music coming out. One of the other original members, Raza Dunn from Arrested Development, we're working on some stuff. We've been writing music. The documentary, I've been working on for over 3.5 years. Wow. Shout out to Jay, the director, and Tyrone. They're awesome. My crew, my people. That's coming out. I'm also, I have a lot of books, writing, working on an animated series with my daughter, because I write a lot. I love creating. Also, like I was saying earlier, I produced a lot of the new upcoming Arrested Development stuff. We have a video out called All I See Is Melanin that I actually co-produced. That's already out. All I See Is Melanin, beautiful melanin.
I like that.
So that's already out. We got some other stuff coming out. And also too, it's some things I can't talk about in TV and film, but I have some TV and film projects coming up. My daughter and I, we just did this amazing project, voiceover project the other day. That's coming out soon. So yeah, just that type of stuff, and just really honestly just discovering more about myself. You know what I mean? And just where I'm at, and it's like, because God gave me, I feel like God gave me another chance after I beat breast cancer. And I'm just like 50 and thriving.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so let's.
Put that hair back.
So I'm excited, and but you can find me there, and I thank you guys for listening, and all of that good stuff. And hope you have a wonderful day.
Yes. Thank you again for being here.
Yes, and thanks for having me.
Yes.
So, Brother Ron,
All
tell
right.
us what's going on, what's in the pipeline, and how can people find you?
Okay, I could talk about a lot of things, but I'm going to just stick with 2. Right now, we do a thing called the Soul Symphony, as you all know.
Yes.
The Soul Symphony is an orchestra backing young lions of soul, and usually one soul icon. It's a full orchestra. It's a beautiful experience. But then from that, we started doing the Soul Symphony Social, which was something that we wanted to do with the audience, to just give them something that's free to them if they RSVP. It's sponsor driven. It's a chance to see Rhonda Thomas and Anthony David and Heston and Darian Brockington, and last season we had Terry Tobin and Gino Young and all these great artists that just need a chance to, to express themselves with our band.
Right.
And so it's a lot of fun. And as a result, this season, like I said, we added Charlotte. If you want to know more about any of those things, you can go to thesoulsymphony.com. The next show is July 16th in Charlotte and July 17th in Atlanta. Features Darian Brockington and some surprises, I'll just say that. We also have the nonprofit arm of this, and that is the Sound Education Experience. And our flagship program has been a band called Audio Wolf, which is a teenage jazz fusion band. And we are going to be doing all kinds of other things. We'll have photography programming and sound engineering and graphics and web design and that kind of stuff, but it's all kind of centered around the same art form. And we have that coming up this season as well.
Okay.
And that website will be back up this weekend, c-us.org, c-us.org. And I've got a million stories behind that, but Curtis Olawumi is one of my favorite examples. He was 12 when he got in the program. At this point, he's 23 with a degree from Tennessee State, a master's degree coming from North Carolina Central University in Jazz Studies. He's on 3 Grammy-winning projects, like you mentioned, and he's going to be the next director of Audio Wolf, the next director of our kid program. So very excited about having him on board and seeing this 23-year-old man that I still think of a 12-year-old boy, but he's incredible. I mean, we have a lot of examples like that from our program, and so I'm very proud of it.
Well, you know how they say to the parents, you never grow up.
Yeah.
To your parents,
Exactly.
like a father figure.
Exactly. When did this 12-year-old get a full beard?
Right. All right. Well, again, thank you guys, and just final words. Black artists have shaped every major American music genre, like Louis Armstrong, Miles Davis, Mary Lou Williams, and John Coltrane for jazz, or Chuck Berry, Little Richard rather, and Sister Rosetta Tharpe for rock and roll, or Mahalia Jackson, Kirk Franklin, Shirley Caesar for gospel, or Charlie Pride, D4 Bailey, and Mickey Guyton for country.
And musicians like B.B. King, Muddy Waters, Ma Rainey for blues, or Aretha Franklin, Marvin Gaye, and Stevie Wonder for R&B, or LL Cool J, Outkast, and Kendrick Lamar for hip hop.
Yes. Black music creates healing spaces like churches, classrooms, barbershops, basements, bedrooms, and cookouts.
Black music artists have used their platforms to tackle issues like depression, PTSD, body image, mental health, and much more. Maternal health, mental health, and much more.
Yes. Black music doesn't just move you, it heals you. It's a cultural prescription that spans generations.
I love
Yes. All right.
Yes.
So how can you? That's right. So how can they get in contact with us, Doc? Right quick.
Yes. So again, I am Dr. Brandon K. Williams, and I'm alongside my partner in crime, Dr. Joseph Fowler Jr. Again, we are Align for Life. You can be reached at 404-383-1110 if you call us, or if you want to find us on the web, you can find us at yourfinespine.com. That's yourfinespine.com. And as always,
if you want to be fine, take care of your spine. We got you. Thanks everybody for listening. We will be on next week. Every Wednesday, 1:30 to 2:30. Thank you, thank you, thank you.